Okay, hello. My name is Adam, and I'm the teacher at Learn English in Edinburgh. This is video 2 about writing an essay for the first certificate exam. So in video number 1, we wrote the plan for an essay that you can see on the screen now. If you haven't already watched it, I would suggest going back and watching that before you watch this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how I converted my plan into an essay. I'm not going to concentrate too much on the language, that can be for another video. In this video, I'm going to concentrate on how I made the structure of the essay. So I'm going to start by showing you the middle paragraphs, the paragraphs where I give my argument. And then I'm going to show you how I did the introduction and how I did the conclusion. So let's have a look down. So we said we were going to talk about friendliness. We were going to say that dogs are friendlier than cats. We're going to talk about ease of care. We're going to say that cats are easier to look after than dogs. And our own idea was that dogs are more fun. The way I thought I could organise it is I've got two ideas there which seem to say that dogs are better than cats, and then one idea that says that cats are better than dogs. So I'm going to put those two ideas about dogs into one paragraph and the one idea about cats into a different paragraph. So let's look down and see how this looks. Okay, so we're going to start by looking at these two paragraphs. I think a good idea is for you to pause the video now, read the two paragraphs, then read the full essay with the introduction and conclusion. When you've paused it and read it, you can press play again. Okay, so we've got two paragraphs in the middle, and these paragraphs contain my main arguments, the ideas that I planned in the last video. They're not in the same order as in my plan. That doesn't really matter. I changed it to make the argument more logical. So first, I put my argument about cats, about why cats are easier to look after than dogs. And then in the second one, I put my two arguments about dogs being better than cats. And look at the way I've structured it. So the first sentence mentions that cats are easier to look after than dogs, and it mentions that that's an advantage. So the reader immediately knows that we're talking about cats being easier to look after, and the reader knows that we're talking about, well, that's a good thing. We like that about cats. Then I compare the two animals in their need for care. Dogs need to be walked every day. Cats need fresh food and water. If we look up here, I've changed the wording. That was because my first draft of the essay was much too long. So I've had to cut some stuff. I've had to say stuff in a shorter way, but that's okay. My third sentence says why that means that cats are better than dogs in this way. The second paragraph has a similar structure. On the other hand, tells the reader, okay, we're going to talk about something different. Say dogs have the advantage being friendlier and more fun. And then if we look up here, dogs are more fun, dogs are friendlier. So my first sentence introduces every idea that my new paragraph is going to examine. Then I give my examples, I give my evidence. The dog, excited, happy to see them. Unlike a cat, which is not. You can play with dogs, which is the evidence to say that dogs are more fun. And then I finish by saying, well, this means that for certain people, a dog might be a better pet. So I've given both arguments. Let's look at the conclusion now. In the conclusion, I mention, again, cats are easier to look after, and I mention that dogs, more playful, more fun, and more affectionate, more friendly. So what I've done is I've repeated all of my arguments in the first sentence of my conclusion. Then I give my opinion. This isn't actually my opinion. I actually prefer cats, but I had more arguments about dogs, so there you go. Finally, if we look at the introduction, that's structured in a particular way too. My first sentence mentions the general topic. My general topic is pets. So my first sentence talks about pets. My second sentence makes it more specific. We're not only talking about pets, we're actually just talking about dogs and cats. The third sentence sets up the idea that I'm going to say which one is better. And in fact, it gives my opinion here too. You've got the choice in this exam. You can give your opinion at the beginning. You can choose to leave your opinion for the conclusion. You can choose. I've chosen to put my opinion at the beginning, and that's fine. So you can see that the way I've structured this is introduction gives the main topic that we're talking about, pets. Then it gives specifically dogs and cats. Then it says, well, one of them's better than the other, and I have an opinion on that. Then each of these two paragraphs in the middle introduce the idea I'm going to talk about, give evidence, and then say why that's connected to the question. And again here, what am I going to talk about? Friendlier, more fun. Then I've got some evidence for both of these. Dog excited and happy to see them, they're friendlier. It's possible to play with dogs, they're more fun. And then I say why these ideas are relevant to the question that I've been asked. Finally, in the conclusion, I repeat again all of my arguments. Then I give my opinion. There are other ways of structuring an essay, but I find that this one, it generally gives all the information that you need to give in quite an efficient way. If you learn this formula, you'll generally find that, your essays will always be successful. You can see this completed essay on the Learn English in Edinburgh website. I'll give the link in the description. You can also see this video on our Facebook page. You can find us on Twitter. Again, all of those links will be in the description. And if you're interested in lessons with us, you can find us at learnenglishedinburgh.com.